Okay, welcome to episode 2 of the Tyler Welpy podcast. Ethan's not here with me today. He's demoted to more of a producer role today, so I'm going to be doing it alone. Today I'm just going to be answering a few personal questions about myself so you guys can get to know me a bit better. So yeah, it's going to be again another laid back one, so hope you guys enjoy. I'll get straight into the first question. First question is, what was your upbringing like? So I grew up in Plumstead. I lived like 10 years in Plumstead, and then my parents got divorced when I was around 9 or 10. And then I moved to Wynberg, and then I moved to Constantia, where I'm currently staying. So my upbringing was actually I would say it was quite easy. It was quite good, but it was also quite difficult. Just from a person living in two households, I think it's quite difficult it changes your outlook on certain things in terms of relationships, also in terms of your relationship with your parents, because the first 10 years of my life I was so used to having two parents in the house, and then it changes to where one parent's here and another parent's in a different place. So I think that your perception of both parents change as well, because my mom, firstly, she's amazing now, but it's very different when she's by herself, having to take on that load versus having her and my dad in the same house. Same with my dad. He didn't have my mom there with her. So it was quite difficult for them as well as us to get used to. So in that sense, it was quite difficult. But my mom and dad did all that they can to, support me and my brother, Thomas. So we did have a good upbringing. I went to Sachs. I don't know if you guys know, it's a school in Newlands. I went there for 12 years, from grade 1 up until matric. It was good. The quality of teaching was good. I made some really good friends, played sport. So I actually really enjoyed it. I don't know if you guys know, I was in the choir as well for 12 years. Quite a controversial thing, but maybe not controversial, but I just enjoyed singing, and that was something I enjoyed doing. So I did that for 12 years. And then I played soccer as well. Played with Ethan. I played for a club called Medridge as well. Played rugby. What other sports did I play? Played cricket. Played basketball. Yeah, so it's quite multifaceted in terms of sport. But yeah, I think if I was to give advice to anyone growing up now in a two-parent household, well, not in a two-parent household, in a one-parent household, and your parents are split, I would say that don't be on their back all the time, because most of the time they're taking on a burden of having you by themselves. If you have brothers or sisters, it's quite hard for them. So I would say just be easy on them. Always be positive if you can. I know it's difficult, but just be positive all the time and just enjoy their presence and just do things with them, because they don't see you all the time, so they want to do things with you, and then you come to their house and then you don't do things with them, and then they get angry, then you leave. So yeah. But yeah, anyone parents are getting divorced, recently divorced, it gets easier, I'll tell you that. Cool. So another question I had is, what work experience have you had? Have you had any experience working? So I have. So straight out of matric, actually, I took a gap year. I worked for my dad's construction business. It wasn't the easiest. The first 8 months I was working for minimum wage. I think it was the first week I worked for 6 hours a day. The first few months I worked for 6 hours a day, on 650 Rand a week. And yeah, it was quite hectic, just grinding admin work. It wasn't the best kind of work, but it was work. So my dad specifically said, if you want to take a gap year, you have to work. So, and also I had to buy my own food, like lunch times and stuff. So what I would do is I would buy like a big thing of 2-minute noodles every day, and I wouldn't eat breakfast because that's another meal I had to spend money on. That was just how it was. So I spent 13 Rand on 2-minute noodles, and then what I also ended up doing was buying like a big thing of Wheat Bix and then just eating that at lunchtime. Yeah, so it was quite hectic out there in the real world. Well, it gave me a So what that did actually is what I'll say, gave me a real outlook on how it is living on your own and fighting for yourself and buying your own food. It was hectic. And then eventually I helped my dad with sales. So yeah, obviously as a construction business, he has materials that he needs to sell. He has excess materials, so I helped him sell that for about 4 months, and I made a decent amount of commission on that. That was actually really fun. So what I would say is from that 8 months, I learned that I really enjoyed sales and talking to people, because that was something that I actually felt that I was good at, and people actually really liked me, like as a person. I don't want to say that as like I'm just assuming, but I think people took a liking to me as a person, and I did quite well in that facet in terms of sales. And then for the next 6 months, I did work for a UK marketing agency called Right on the Line. And then through that, I gained a lot of experience in terms of online marketing, especially doing campaigns for big corporations like Microsoft, HPE. We did work for them. I did that, I said 6 months. I think it was 4 months full-time, and then I did another 8 months part-time when I started studying. So it was actually really fun. The pay was a lot more in terms of compared to the construction business, but it's different skills. So digital versus physical. I gained a lot of experience in both of those. The marketing agency I would say the work was difficult. It was more of a corporate setting. So a lot more is expected of you. There are a lot more pressure on you. A lot more people were reliant on you essentially to do the work. So it taught me accountability. It taught me, just accountability and getting the work done on time. That's a really big thing in the corporate world. So I found that working for the construction business and working for a marketing agency, I got a good amount of skills in terms of doing work online marketing, as well as real life sales, and as well as just admin work, like hard grinding admin work. So I've done quite a lot in that facet. That's about all the work experience I've had working for other people. So the next question, I'll just get it straight into it, is are you studying, have you studied, or are you planning on studying? So yes, I am. I'm currently a third year BCom student at a college called Red and Yellow. I'll first go back to that. So obviously, as you guys know, I took a gap year, and that year was really just figuring out what I wanted to do. So as I was doing the sales for my dad in the construction business, I really took a liking to the sales part, and I really like houses. So I wanted to actually get into real estate, because that's like the best version of sales you can get, selling houses. That's like the biggest, most expensive thing you can sell. I was like, oh, I really want to do that. Then I got kind of, not pressured, but yeah, I would say pressure from my parents. Like, I'm sure you guys, or any of you guys watching, know you have to study, you have to do, well, not study, real estate is studying, but you have to do a degree. So I got a lot of pressure into doing a degree. And my dad has always been like, well, not my dad, but just people have always said a BCom is a good thing to do. So again, I would say I got a lot of outside pressure to do an actual degree. And I think that really affected me in terms of my decision making, personally, I have to say. But as my dad said, I need to stop saying that, but as I was pressured into doing a degree, and a BCom specifically, I'm interested in business, but as I was working for the marketing agency, I got quite a liking to marketing. So college in Salt River, like I said, Red and Yellow, they do a BCom in marketing. So I was like, okay, I'm doing a BCom, which everyone wants me to do. I'm pleasing them. And also I'm interested in marketing, so it's kind of 2 birds in 1 stone. I'm actually doing something I want to do. So how has it been? It's been good. First 2 years. The lectures have been really nice. They've been really helpful. I've learned quite a lot. But I would say in terms of practically, I haven't done that much. It's been a lot of book work. And I would say is me personally, I do learn quite a lot practically versus just reading it off a book. So if I was at college right now, I would add a lot more practical work personally, just because I think that's the best way people can learn, is actually doing the work. So actually going out and doing door-to-door sales, or trying to market a product to a certain company. I think actually in third year next year we do a bit of that, but I think that should be the key, actually doing the work and showing that we can do work, because future employers want to see that you can actually do the work rather than just I wrote tests for 4 years, you know? So I think that's very vital in any form of learning, is actually doing the work practically. That's how I feel personally. I don't know if any of you agree, but yeah. So just to go back to the question, yes, I'm studying, and I do want to study real estate in the future because I'm really interested in that. That can be done, I think, over 9 months. I'm not sure, I should check that, but I'm really interested in real estate, and that's something I do want to do in the future after I'm finished studying. And yeah, so that is all of the questions I got from Instagram. Yeah, just to add on to the work aspect, I have started businesses as well. Throughout my BCom marketing, I've started a marketing agency. I've done lead gen for clients, foreign clients, clients from the US, clients from Dubai, and that's gone decently well. I have to be honest with you guys, it hasn't gone as well as I originally wanted. I haven't made the money that a lot of other people, you've seen all these guys online making like $10K a month. I haven't made that. I've made a little bit of money and I have a little bit of success, but I could have done better, and I'm working on doing better at that. But yeah, it's a good learning curve to start your own business. You learn a lot about yourself. So I would recommend anyone thinking about starting a business, just do it. I think it's a no-brainer firstly, because what's the worst that can happen? You make no money and you've learned something about yourself. That's the worst that can happen. And learning about yourself and learning what you're good at, making mistakes, I think is so integral in life. So anyone watching, just start a business. Just do anything. You'll learn so much in a short amount of time that you'll be thankful that you started it. You don't even have to make money the first year. Unless you really need to, then maybe start like I don't know, some illegal scam or something, I don't know. But if you really need money that badly. But just in terms of learning the skills, I think just start a business, because why not? You know, what's stopping you? What I would say, what's stopping you is you. You're the only person that can actually do it. So I would just recommend starting a business. And I'm here saying I've started a business. I've had a little bit of success. Not close to where I wanted to be or could be. I'm not claiming to be a Iman Gadji, making so much money in the space that I'm giving you guys advice. I'm just trying to come across as a normal person that's made mistakes and that can help you or can help people along the way that's starting out, because I've made all those mistakes already. So anyone watching, if they have any questions about starting a business, you can just ask. Send it to my Instagram. I linked it in the description, so you can just send it through. But yeah, that is all the questions I have. It's going to be a short one today, but yeah, I think I really am quite, I would say, let's just say, I don't regret studying. I would say it has taught me a lot, but if I could go back again and start again when I was 18, I would have just started a business. But it has taught me a lot, and those skills that I learned and those experiences that I had, meeting those people, talking to the lecturers, I've learned some valuable things. So again, maybe I don't regret it, but if I could do it all again, I would just start a business. So yeah, that is the end of the podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it.